Welcome to In the Box Seat. I'm Ray Fewings. It's a big program this week. We've got our own Mark Lydiamore as one of our guest interviews, along with Lee Fagin. Some great greyhound racing last week. We saw the stayers over the 731, the best three stayers, with a nose finish to Satanic Cash over 40-20, with Calden Mayhem in third. This week, of course, Satanic Cash comes back to the 600, and he's got some red-hot opposition. What Price George, Cascader Star, 0.2 over. So it'll be a fantastic 600-metre race again this week. There's plenty happening, of course, elsewhere at the moment. We've got at Wentworth Park a big race on there, the Peter Mossman Classic. It's always been a top-class race for the best greyhounds around. Tweed Heads have got their Border Classic. A lot of trainers go up there at this time of the year to take part on the grass up there at Tweed Heads. And, of course, at Traralgon, the Traralgon Cup is also getting underway there. Now, don't forget Chaser's Face in the Crowd. Each week we're going to focus on one of the guest people in the restaurant at Chaser's, and you need to come on to the website at grsa.com.au, and if it happens to be your image there, get in touch with Greyhound Racing SA for some wonderful prizes. As far as what's happening this week, we've got plenty of greyhound racing this weekend. Saturday, a Port Augusta non-TAB meeting. Sunday, it's coursing at Virginia. Also, Mount Gambier, they're racing down there in the Arvo. And at night, we've got a twilight at Strathalbyn. So plenty happening there in greyhound racing in South Australia. Now, the tips for this week. For Wednesday, this looks like a soft snap for Sweet Jam. I made it one of my specials for the week, but they've aced me here. Race 1, number 7, Sweet Jam, been running extremely well over the 700 against the very best stayers, and I found a nice race for it against moderate opposition on Wednesday. Also, race 6, number 6, Grey Sin Rocket is another one that is hand-picked here. 30 and 34, first run here, and you'd think that that would be good enough to handle Wednesday opposition. Now, the Honeys have got tips for Thursday night. Race 1, number 8, Airbag. This outstanding bitch has been injury-prone in recent times. Of course, she did race in Sydney for quite some time. Very, very strong performer. She's back. Made that a special in race 1. And the first 4 on that is 8, 6, 5 and 7 from the Honeys. And the other tip they've come up with is race 6, number 8, Where's Cisco? He's probably not racing quite as well as he was before injury, but he does look ideally suited in box 8, and he'll take a ton of beating with a clean start. 8, 4, 3, 5 is what the Honeys have suggested there. As far as my best bets for the week, on Wednesday I've gone for race 2, number 8, Proven Lotus from the Troy Murray Kennel, and in the first, as we mentioned, number 7, Sweet Jam. On Thursday, race 2, number 4, Narimba Sapphire, recent winner of the Breeders' Classic up there at Gawler, and race 4, number 1, Lectraling, who's going in outstanding form. But all in all, looks like being a top race meeting. Mark Lydiamore is joining us. He normally is the man you see at In the Box Seat. Welcome back to Australia.
Hello, Ray.
Now, I need to congratulate you because you've got the job that all race callers dream about. You've got a contract coming up in Malaysia, I understand.
That's correct, Ray. Yes, starting in around mid to late August, we're off to Malaysia, based in Kuala Lumpur. Mm-hmm. They have 78 race meetings in a year, 3 race tracks. You've got Kuala Lumpur, of course, Selangor Racecourse, Perak, and a bit further north in Penang. They have 26 meetings each, 78 meetings a year. They race every Saturday, most Sundays, so looking forward to it, actually. Yeah.
One thing that's a wonderful job, and I wish you all the best. One thing that did intrigue me, do you broadcast in English or do you have to learn the language?
It is in the English lingo, yes, in English. One of the other languages over there, of course, is Chinese, 2 traits of Chinese language as well, one of them being Mandarin. Mm-hmm. They have a Mandarin caller over there as well. Right. It's like the old drive-in where you get to go to the racetrack and they've got special speakers at special spots on track, same as Kranji Racecourse in Singapore, but on course it is in English, yeah.
It'll be a fantastic opportunity for you. And how long are you there for?
It's usually a 3-year contract. That's the standard, the same as the Singapore blokes, so looking forward to it and hopefully stay there for a bit longer. Yeah,
well, racing's certainly going ahead in that part of the world, and you might see a few Australian horses up there as well.
Yeah, most of them are Australian bred. There's a few Australian trainers over there. I think there's 40 trainers in total there. There's about 5 from Australia, and most of them from around the world as well. So, yeah, same with the jockeys as well. So I'm looking forward to meeting a few of them there as well.
It's what every race caller dreams of, being paid to do something you love.
It is. It's absolute bonus. It's a pleasure to go to work every day as well.
Will you miss the greyhounds?
I will, in a way. I've been here for 7 years doing the race night hosting duties here at Angle Park, and seen some very good greyhounds over that period of time, and seen a few changes to the game as well. We've got more meetings now. When I started here, I think it was only 4 race meetings. I think we're up to 6 from July. So, no, there's been a few changes, and as I was saying, I've seen and witnessed a few good dogs and a few good races along the way as well.
Yeah, it's been great. Well, we wish you all the best. I'm sure you'll do Australia proud. All Australian race callers seem to excel wherever they go, and I'm sure you'll be no exception.
Okay, thanks for ATA.
All the best there to Mark Littymore. And next up, Lee Fagin joins us, our guest spot greyhound trainer on In the Box Seat. Welcome, Leanne.
Thanks, Ray.
Have you been on In the Box Seat before?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, you're having a good run with your greyhounds at the moment. Trainer of Northern Aurora and Touch of Lankan. Jack's Tigers, they're all running on Thursday night, are they? Well, a couple of them are.
We have Northern Aurora and Jack's Tiger on Thursday night. Lankan's in tonight, and then he'll have a bit of a break. So.
Well, Northern Aurora has always been a very promising dog and got plenty of speed, only a little customer, so it does depend on whether she gets a clear run.
Yeah, look, she needs some luck early. She's only about 24 to 25 kilo. And if she can punch through, sort of going through the first turn there at the catching pen, she usually gives you a really good race.
Jack's Tiger, what do we know about him?
Jack's Tiger, look, he's probably pretty ordinary. He's really only there because the kids love him. But he surprised me a few starts back when he was going around. He ran a second here in quite good time. It was only ran 30-50, but for him that was very good. So fingers crossed, we'll see how he goes in the next 6 months or so.
You've got another one called Vettel, named after the race car driver.
Yeah, Vettel. Again, lovely dog. He unfortunately did a back leg muscle here in January. So he's been back on track for a couple of starts, but at this point he's not really showing what he needs to. But again, we'll just see what happens in the next couple of months, and if he can pick up, well, that's great.
You must be very pleased with Touch of Lankan. It was advertised for sale in Melbourne a couple of months ago and looked a nice cheap dog, and apparently someone else wanted him, but the sale fell through.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of luck for us and bad luck for them, I'm afraid. He was in the greyhound form. We didn't see him there, and apparently someone from Adelaide had rang and said they would purchase him. They then rang Steve Clark back and said, look, we can't get a trainer, and pulled out. And just through a friend of Paul's in Melbourne, they said, look, just buy this dog. Don't even look up his form, buy him and have a bit of fun.
Because his form wasn't hopeless, and since you got him, he's just turned into a very reliable dog.
Yeah, he probably had better short course form, and everyone said, look, inside draw. But look, he went round the first start here, and we made the mistake of not trialling him, and he got very lost. But since then, he hasn't made that mistake again. So, yeah.
And you've tried him at the 600. How does he handle that?
Yeah, he's not a true 600 dog. He pinched one. But, yeah, look, 500's his caper. He's very, very good out the box and steps beautifully most times.
You've got young children. How do you balance that with training dogs?
They're not bad, actually. The kids love the dogs. They're very hands-on with them. They like to help me pick up bowls and put down bowls and take dogs in and out. So at the moment, that's pretty good. Once school starts, it might be a little bit more hectic, but yeah, it's pretty good at the moment. And
you took over training from your husband Paul, what, about a year or two back, and you've had a great run since?
Well, probably a bit longer than that. I've been training probably at least 6 years, if not a bit more. And more or less anything we owned, I trained. Then a couple of years ago, anything else that came over, I started to train because Paul was at work, so just was easier to be in my name.
And of course the Fagins go back a long, long time in greyhounds with Arthur, who came from Ireland and brought Tinahue Knock with him. So he's been in the game since the 70s.
They certainly have, and knowledge in the game's always a great thing, so I've learnt an awful lot.
Well, thanks for being our guest on In the Box Seat today.
No worries. Thanks very much, Ray.
Lee Fagin, our special guest on In the Box Seat. Now, the tip for the In the Box Seat this week is 0.2 over in the 600 metres on Thursday night. As you know, he's absolutely flying at the moment. He's beginning extremely well in the 600s, and he's drawn the outside. So he is the In the Box Seat tip for this week. That's race number 5, greyhound number 8, 0.2 over. Don't forget, have a look and see if you're featured in the Chasers restaurant. You can win yourself some great prizes there. And stay tuned on grsa.com.au for all the latest greyhound news.